Casey. I'm happy to help you with this problem. So this is called a literal equation. So it's just like solving a regular algebraic equation, except for there's a lot more letters in the problem. And so we're going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide those letters just like we would with numbers. And so at the end, your answer looks a little bit more complicated, but often you're actually already done. So first of all, let's just talk through what it's actually asking. So they ask you to solve for W, and they give you the formula P equals 2L plus 2W. So I drew a rectangle here for you because they're talking about the perimeter. Remember, perimeter is when you add up all the sides. So I have an L with another length. So that's where we get the 2L from, and a W with another W, and that's where we get 2W from. And if we add those all up, that's where we get our perimeter. That's just a good thing to know. But now let's go on to your actual problem. If we are solving for W, that means that we need to get this W totally alone. What I like to do is I like to think about what is happening right now to the W. And the first way I do that is I separate my two sides of the equation. Okay. So there's two things going on with W, and we always want to start with the thing that's furthest away from the W, which is the 2L, right? It has to be furthest away, but on the same side. So W is being multiplied, but that's really close together. 2L is being added to W since it's positive. The opposite is negative, and negative is like subtraction. So we're going to subtract 2L from both sides. Okay. This 2L cancels out. We're done with that. So now we can combine P and 2L. So what we're going to do is we're going to just write them side by side and just be really careful with your positives and negatives. Remember, P was positive before, so it's still going to be positive down below. And 2L, since it's minus, that's like negative, so we're putting that minus sign in front. And then we get that it equals 2W. And by the way, I capitalized my P, my L, and W because I know that sometimes a lowercase l can kind of look like a 1, and that makes it a little bit difficult. So here's where we're at so far. Now, we still do not have our W totally alone. So in order to get our W alone, think about what is happening to it right now. The 2 in front means multiplication. So think about what is the opposite of multiplication. Well, the opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. Okay. What this gives us is, and I'm going to actually manually write part of this, but P minus 2L, and it's going to be over 2, which I'll write in, equals W. So I said it's over 2. I'm just going to write that in to make it easier. If you wanted to, you could simplify this by dividing the P by 2 and the negative 2L divided by 2, but you don't need to. You just would have to be really careful since it's adding or subtracting here. We have to divide everything on that side by 2. Keep in mind that what I have here is the same as just saying W equals P minus 2L divided by 2. You could write it on the left or the right. It means the same thing. Now, if you did want to simplify that, so here's one answer, one way of writing it. It would mean the same thing if you wrote W equals P over 2 minus 2L over 2. And we can simplify this by canceling out those 2's. So we get W equals P over 2 minus L. There you go. I hope that helped. Feel free to reach out if you need more help. Thanks.